Figuring out on which option is the best way to launch your first food business is not an easy task and is definitely a hard choice to make. You're deciding on if you want to start with a pop-up first, should I start with a food truck, or is the store location the best option? Can't decide? Don't worry, I got you covered. In this video, we're gonna go over all the benefits, disadvantages, and the nitty-gritty of each one. Tune in as I help you on picking the perfect launch strategy for your business. Let's get into it. There are multiple ways to launch your business. You can do a ghost kitchen, you can do a food at home, but we're gonna talk about the most common ones, which are the pop-up, the food truck, and your first store location. The cheapest way to start your business with a lower budget, I would say, would be the pop-up. The pop-up is a great way to get your food business concept to many other people. Now, it's also mobile, so that means you can carry your setup and bring it to any city that you want to go to, even if you want to go to a different state. What's also good about the pop-up avenue as well is that you don't have to pay rent on that. So it's just a one-time fixed expenditure. You have your tent and that's good to go. So usually for a pop-up, all you need is a 10 by 10 pop-up tent. However, if you're gonna involve cooking or if you're gonna do anything with fire, there are separate regulations that you need to know before you even set up your tent at any event. The benefits of actually having a pop-up, not only that you're mobile and you can go wherever you want, you can also attend different events anywhere you want as well. The object of having the pop-up is to fill up the calendar. So filling up the calendar means where can I go each day and bring my booth to sell my products to. There are multiple events that are happening throughout the week. I mean, it's always going on. It just takes your commitment to go search for them. Many different avenues on how to do that. The other benefit is you can actually carry everything in your own cart if it fits. Your operation doesn't need a big team. Really depends on what you're doing and your concept and what food you're selling. When you have a pop-up tent or your food booth, the only maintenance that may require any attention to would probably just be your equipment. So that would go into anything as if you're having a generator or if you're bringing any equipment on site such as griddles, a deep fryer, coal stoves, anything that will generate fire or use propane. Those things definitely you do have to make sure you do the maintenance on that. The best benefit also of having the pop-up as well is that it's marketing for you. It reaches out to many different audiences that don't know you yet and are about to. The disadvantages could be more logistics. So logistically, it's hauling your stuff, putting everything inside the car or a rental or a truck or a van and bringing it to the event. Now you have to load in and then you also have to load out. What I mean by that, when you load in, you gotta set up. So you gotta break your tent in, you gotta set up your whole workflow, you gotta make sure you have all your items prepped and ready to go. And then when the event is over, then you have to set everything back down. You gotta make sure everything is clean, is organized, you pack everything into your van or your vehicle. That logistically can definitely be a little nightmare if you're not organized. That would be my only takeaway for disadvantages. Another disadvantage is you don't know if the event's gonna be successful or not. It's technically trial by fire and by error. So the only way to know is if you go do it. The next one is we're gonna talk about is the food truck. This becomes a little bit more on the pricier side. However, you could still do it on a low budget. For a food truck means that you don't need an extra car, an extra vehicle with you because the food truck is a vehicle. So that means you can drive it wherever you want to go to do the events for you. So that's also a good benefit. At the same time, it is a mobile kitchen. That means you have everything you need to prepare and make your products and food. You're gonna have the refrigeration, the freezer, the steam table. You're gonna have the prep table. You're also gonna have the service windows, you're gonna have places to put your drinks, you have storage, everything all included in a restaurant inside a mobile truck. The disadvantages about having a food truck is what happens if the truck breaks down? happens if you have a flat tire? What happens if your propane tank is not working? What happens if you run out of gas? Or you experience engine failure or generator failure? Well, those things happen a lot, and those things do happen when you're on the food truck. So you must be aware that you take care of the maintenance necessary for that food truck to still keep going. Just like the pop-up, the food truck is also a way to get out there. You're meeting new clientele, you're meeting new people, you're going to city, you're bringing your entire operation with you and bringing it to them. The third and the last common ways to launch your business is the storefront. Having your store location is the end goal. It's your stamp on the map. It's a place where everyone can come in and go to you, where you have chairs, sit downs, where they can enjoy your food and enjoy the ambience that you have created. The cost of having a store is the most expensive. Also depends on how big is your store, how small is your store, do you have any seats available, are you more of a grab and go? You have to logistically think about what kind of concept fits the current operation you have developed. The benefits of having that is you don't have to go anywhere. You're there day in and day out. So you clock in, you're clocked out, you don't have to drive anywhere, only unless if you have to shop. But other than that, you're stationary. Other benefits as well as you're building regular clientele base. You're getting people coming in a lot. You see familiar faces. You see the retention of business, and the money can be steadily coming in. Disadvantages of having the store, there are a lot of issues that comes with it. If your AC breaks down, or if your gas is not working, or any of your equipment needs repair, or you currently have an insect infestation that you don't want, but let's say that your permits don't get passed. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in the store, but if you can pivot from it, you do just fine. Marketing is a lot different. So with marketing, you're gonna have to find a strategy to make sure that you can outreach to your community and abroad. So that means you would have to tap into many multiple ways. You have to find a good marketing strategy to get your business out there and to get more people coming into your store as you're not going out there to get to the customers. So that's an overview about the 3 common ways to launch your business. You can do the pop-up, you can do the food truck, or you can do the store location. Whichever that you choose, hopefully you keep in mind the advantages and the disadvantages and what you're going to encounter day in and day out. Bonus tip, you are not limited to just one thing if you choose any one of these 3 avenues. If you have the food truck, you can still do a pop-up. If you have a store location, you can still do the pop-up. The best thing of all 3 of these, there's one common aspect of it that still applies to all of them. You can still do catering. Catering is another avenue that you can get into while still doing the pop-up or the food truck or the storefront. So whichever avenue you may choose, just remember, be realistic. Where do you stand right now? Do you start with a lower budget? Do you have a more bigger budget? Do you want to be more mobile? Or do you want to just be in a location? Totally up to you on which way you want to start. Just be realistic and know your numbers. I hope you find value in this video and helps you a little bit more on trying to get to narrowing down in which kind of strategy that you want to launch your first food business.